Begin tonight with breaking news out of Washington, D.C. President Biden unveiling a massive new vaccination initiative aimed at increasing shots in arms around the country. It's a six-part plan the president is calling his path out of the pandemic. It is expected to impact as many as 100 million people. News Nation White House correspondent Allison Harris live tonight with the latest breaking details. Allison.
Nichole, the number one priority of these 6 new steps outlined by the president is vaccinating the unvaccinated. President Biden, months after declaring freedom from COVID this summer, announced a move for business owners with 100 employees or more to require workers to get vaccinated or get tested weekly. That impacts more than 80 million people in the private sector. Those business owners could face more than $10,000 in fines if they don't comply. Federal workers and federal contractors can now lose their jobs if they don't get vaccinated. The president now announcing that he's dropping their option to get tested weekly, which he announced only a little over a month ago. The White House not sharing how many of those millions of federal workers and federal contractors have already gotten vaccinated. That mandate will also apply to more than 17 million healthcare workers or any worker at more than 50,000 healthcare facilities that receive Medicare and Medicaid reimbursements. That covers most of the hospitals in this country. The president is calling on states to adopt vaccine requirements for all school employees, offering financial incentives for those school districts that implement COVID safety measures. And large entertainment venues are being told to test guests at the door or get proof of vaccination at the door. That's just the start of what President Biden is implementing. The White House calling it bold and ambitious action to save lives, as 80 million Americans are still not vaccinated. And for those who are already vaccinated, the Biden administration is preparing for booster shots to start as early as September 20th, pending FDA approval.
We remain at a critical moment, a critical time. We have the tools. Now we just have to finish the job with truth, with science, with confidence, and together as one nation.
And the administration is doing even more. They're also expanding access to testing. They're providing more financial help for small businesses and hospitals with COVID patients, and they're increasing shipments of antibody treatments. This is a major ramp up of requirements. The president's spokeswoman today saying it is necessary as the virus has evolved because millions chose not to get vaccinated. Back in May, the Delta variant made up just 1% of cases across the country. Now it makes up the majority of cases, and a new variant is also spreading. Nichole?
All right, so Allison, you're talking possibly thousands of dollars in fines here. There's already some immediate pushback by the president's rivals. We know one state already threatening to sue.
Yes, Nichole, the governor of South Dakota has tweeted, "See you in court," to Joe Biden, tweeting at the president himself, saying that she is going to defend freedom. We're already hearing from lawmakers here in Washington who are outraged by this, and we can certainly expect to see even more lawsuits. Nichole?
All right, Allison Harris, thank you so much.